Yeah, good morning. I'm here again on another topic. Today, I want to talk about fintech in Kenya or in Africa. As we navigate this intricate tapestry of Kenya's fintech landscape, I'd like us to remain vigilant in emerging trends, you know, so that we can become adaptable to the evolving consumer needs and the collaborative efforts to propel the sector to another level in Africa. I think together as Kenyans or as people, we can harness the transformative power of fintech and so that we can usher a new era of financial inclusion in the global market. So today, I just want to shed light on a monumental achievement within the Kenyan financial technology landscape. In the past 24 months, leading up to July of 2023 or late last year, the Kenyan fintech startups have made waves by securing a staggering $172 million, equating to about 25 billion shillings. And they've been able to get this from funding from the US. This accomplishment positions Kenya as the fourth highest recipient of fintech funding in Africa. Of course, this is just following in Nigeria, who is number one, Egypt is number two, and then South Africa number three, and then Kenya now is number four. It's a great achievement. So the significance of this achievement becomes even more apparent when considering the broader context of fintech investment across the continent. Kenya's capital inflow garnered through 104 funding rounds represents a notable 4.8% of the total funding recorded in Africa. While the lion's share of the fintech investment tends to concentrate in the big four startup ecosystems, like I said, Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, and now Kenya. So the contribution of being among the top four is great, and it's a bright and future proposition for the people in Kenya. So a closer examination of this, the majority of funding is allocated to specific segments within the fintech sector. Payments and remittance, emerge as the leading category, capturing 43.4% of investment, closely followed by lending and financing at 37.8%, or about 38%. Additionally, other emerging sectors such as blockchain is catching up. InsurTech is also catching up as a area where there could be funding. InvestTech, and of course, business administration, security, and of course, ID and personal financing also making strides, but with smaller shares of the funding. So it's noteworthy that over time, the dominance of payments and remittances, as well as lending and financing within African fintech, has only strengthened actually between the last 2 years. Prior to 2021, we didn't have any of those. So between 2021 and 2023, these two sectors combined accounted for an impressive 82% of fintech funding on the continent, marking a notable increase from previous years. So every year, the African fintech funding keeps going up. And of course, with the big dogs, Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt, and now Kenya is on that list. So this influx of funding not only underscores the vitality of Kenya's fintech ecosystem, but also highlights the confidence that investors have in the innovative solution being developed within Kenya's borders. So as we celebrate this achievement, let's also recognize the immense potential for future growth and the collaboration within the fintech sector. So those in the sector in Kenya should now collaborate. If they work together, they can continue to drive innovation, foster entrepreneurship, and ultimately contribute to the economic prosperity of the country. As we delve deeper into the dynamics of Kenya's fintech landscape, it becomes evident that certain categories consistently stand out as the most populated and attractive to investors. Indeed, payments and remittances, along with lending and financing, have always been the focal point for investment, and there's little indication of this trend getting down or slowing down. So the Kenyans should continue with the remittances and, of course, financial services. However, it's essential to recognize the evolving nature of the fintech sector. The growth of investment and personal financing categories over the years have seen significant expansion, nearly doubling their market share, over the last few years. So this surge highlights the evolving need for consumers and responsiveness in the tech industry, in the tech startup industry, in addressing the demands for this. So the demand is actually there. So I urge the fintech people they can still focus on the issue of personal finance and things of that nature and remittances. So amidst the flurry of activity, it's intriguing to note the acquisition landscape within the Kenyan fintech sphere. While a solitary acquisition of a fintech startup in Kenya during the review period, the numbers saw higher in South Africa and Nigeria with 10 or more 9 acquisitions, while in Kenya we still have that one. So we are still lagging behind Nigeria and South Africa and, of course, Egypt, who already have 10 acquisitions in the last 2 years between 2021 and 2023, while in Kenya we only have 1 or 2, basically 1. So this variance prompts us to ponder the factors contributing to such differences and underscores the potential for future exploration and analysis in the Kenyan landscape. I mean, they're doing good, they're number 4, but between number 1, 2, the gap between number 4 is really, really big. So how do we narrow this gap? So the timing of this issue coming up, against the backdrop of a rapidly evolving fintech ecosystem across the continent, has been characterized by innovation and investment. The projections that we can forecast for 2025 is bigger than what it has been in 2024. Hopefully by 2025, the revenue generated by fintech startups in Africa is expected to skyrocket to about 30 billion, which is about 4.3 trillion shillings, across Africa. So such focus not only underscores the immense potential within the sector, but also serves as a clarion call for stakeholders to leverage the moment and drive sustainable growth and development in Africa, and of course, especially in Kenya. So, again, like I say, as we navigate this intricate tapestry of Kenya's fintech landscape, I urge people to remain vigilant and emerge or continue with the emerging trends by being adaptable and being involved in consumer needs, whatever the consumer needs. And this, it requires collaborative or collaboration in efforts to propel the sector to a higher level. I believe together we can harness the transformative power of fintech to usher in a new era of financial inclusion, innovation, and prosperity for all in Kenya. So I just we're right there at the doorstep. The doors, we're already knocking. We have the Silicon Savannah in Kenya, and we actually the fintech hub of East Africa. It's now to just grow. We have the potential. We have the edge. So we just need the innovation to take place, and of course, funding. Okay, with those few remarks, I just want to say thank you for listening up to here. I really appreciate you people coming back to listen to my commentary, and I really appreciate that. And also, since you've listened this far, please subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, share with your family, and share with other fintech people who may be interested in opening discussions so these ideas can be put together as a collaborative effort. So I just want to say thank you for coming. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you all very much. Bye-bye.